Actually, we can go talk to the woman.
Hello again, officers.
Is that bed in the
Have you
cold room
found...
yours?
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest...
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
It's not a nice place, but I guess I'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Shoot, piggy. It's what you do. Ooh.
She does.
Shoot, pig.
Someone's watching me. Terrifying.
You're back. Good.
Found my badge, by the way.
I love you did. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
This is your plan all along?
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters.
How bad can the info she has be?
The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meantime?
By the way, I've talked to the Verticlair.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job.
Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise.
The RCM does not pick sides in this. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
I helped him turn off the heat on the borscht.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk. Helps them
The
strike.
strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Nope, you misunderstand. I meant turn the knob like this. Turn it down.
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
I'd rather you talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come until then, is there anything
I spoke with the men, lower men at the roundabout.
On the contrary, officer. There are yet camionneurs you have not talked to. And don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be strange if Wild Pines didn't have eyes on the harbour. I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects.
You seem smart. I need someone to give me a lowdown on this reality we're in.
This reality?
I'm trying to explain. Just give me the lowdown.
No, but please. A little context. We're not in such a hurry.
It's related to that medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
What is...
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
I could just go like that. It's freezing.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Questions about reality?
More lessons in basic reality.
Think of
My favorite part of
what
the day.
is... Think
Go
of something
ahead,
close to you.
ask me anything.
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia?
Preciso mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
It's a de facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
Okay, I'm going to basically avoid this subject, and that's the next question lining for
truly
you.
moralist of you. The coalition government would applaud you for staying out of politics. And yet, there's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Ravacholians get to keep the peace in Ravachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
What is this?
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
I meant, keep guessing.
Some sort of krill hunter? No, wait. You're an ancient ruin. A symbol of hubris and decay. Half submerged in some salty sea.
Wait, really?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
Listen to this.
Of course. Ask me
What is
anything.
this? Acute encephalopathy.
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
Got it. That's what else.
Be my guest.
What are you?
What I am not is a basic term of reality.
Everyone wants to talk about themselves. She will, in time.
What was this one again?
Yes, we are the...
Yeah, the
Oh.
RC
All three are good to know when we are out.
truly there's not yet. The post they
That's Ravash.
yes, Lieutenant. And if those
times are these?
authorities are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late
Wait for what?
for the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
You got a predatory streak.
All men are predators, dear. Nothing much to be done about that. It's all a matter of where you get to file your teeth.
What's the big time?
The revolution.
And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very much different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is his own control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-estellary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
It's been like this for how long exactly?
43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
After that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem to be thrilled.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we'd played it right.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I don't know what I've done differently.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
No way. I would have fought with the communards.
Then you would have died fighting against them. Long before the beachhead. Our time is a shadow cast by that day.
That's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Stop dodging. What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
It's sharp.
What's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Dios mío. A liberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. Perhaps you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra anymore. Not in broad daylight. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
I forgive you, but only because you're charming.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile, sneaketh into the homes of the godly.
Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and intimately aware of it.
Not now. I'm boring up. Though.
I hope we are able to continue as friends despite my scaly bulk and the treacheries committed by my people against the suzerain and the commune. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
What would you have done differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Thank you. That's all for now. Cool. Map. Physical instrument. Trash container. Barbell. Church doors. Encyclopedia, visual calculus. Joyce, Monsieur, that's compensation. I think I might just do compensation again. Because that one seems like the most that we need. That or composure. We'll do concept. Knock that out. Give it literally the last shot. Let's change my stuff at the concept. I believe this is the set.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
Damn.
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask.
A strange coldness comes over you as you look at the world.
Well, for now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to
Why are we
see.
looking at this wall?
Because you see it, finally. This wall is sublime. Look at it. The
Look.
shadows, the colors.
Let the conceptual joy flow into your pupils and blossom into your thoughts, into your
All
brain.
the other walls on all the other houses must make a pilgrimage in adoration of this, the uncontested pinnacle of wallcraft, color peeled from the very face of God.
More!
O Wall Father,
Kim, I must paint this wall, even add more beauty to it.
he sounds tired of it all.
First, I know you're tired. Kim, but take another look at this wall. Jordan orders for duty.
Sure.
I'm sure I'll find the materials, then we can come back to this magnificent wall.
We have to pass by it again at some point anyway.
Go to Tommy Boy. First.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic
'Kay.
jam, man.
60%.
No.
Oh my god.
This guy has amazing willpower. Honestly, he's the only one of that intellectual bunch I trust.
That's all for now. That's insane, dude. I literally can't. I'm almost thinking about just smoking, just for the fucking. Is he actually a lorry driver?
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a life.
No luck. All you find is,
Oh,
hey,
you don't like it?
you see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley the name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
That's so cool.
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer. You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
Really? I mean, I'm cool.
Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
What kind of stuff are you selling here?
The coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
They permit us all that?
Joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Sweet. No permits would mean less work for me. Let's move on.
That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's so cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
Is it discount for cool officers like me?
No need for discounts at ceilings, officer. Everything's already on sale. Anything you want, 50% off.
Where'd you get those comfy pants?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers, distributors, manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board. Anything for you.
Starting to get you some money.
No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want.
You got my money now.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
I don't know. It's just the only thing I can about my head. To ask you to. I need to get money somehow.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Sorry, detective.
Well, the food packages you're selling have the humanitarian aid written on them. How come?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
I think one said not for resale on the packaging.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers, an extremely reputable guy.
Wait. Humanex. Humanitarian aid.
Does your supplier drive that Humanex lorry over there?
What? Look, officer, I'm just a retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
Interesting.
We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good questions, though. Sharp eyes, officer.
Where are you from, sibling?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
But you're not a local, are you?
Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
Yum. Apricots are delicious.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Sigai archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
Well, if it's for his grandma, You should buy a lot of things.
Ah.
No need to dress
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you trying to ask for...
Sorry, detective.
All groundlings.
You mean these delicious...
Don't play games with me, Hawker. What's going on?
No problem here.
Wait,
Who's the explorer
Oh,
exactly?
he's a good guy.
Interesting.
we'll need more if we're going to pin this one down.
Is there nothing over here?
An old monument, a silver, not a good. As you look up, you note something. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Political. It's a king and he's shot.
Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them.
The king stands high.
Lowman, you call...
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eelmdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
Do you think the lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Kind of sick there's a suit in
The
here.
driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays.
If-
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off
Found this
again?
mask in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples?
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs with the drumroll B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
The one reselling humanitarian aid packages, right?
That's the one. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. Is your man alright? 100%. He's a lorry man selling his employer stuff. Broke the seals on his human auxiliary. No doubt he's selling drugs too.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess so.
Okay. One more thing. We'll back to Sealang and then we'll talk to him.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Okay, solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
What do I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's the future leader of proletarian uprising? Some kind of third option?
No. Stop goofing around, recruit.
It's her husband. The missing husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
This doesn't add up. I'm only making a fool of myself.
Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the perception management later.
Going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit.
Officer,
I find you no bull.
God damn it. Pull yourself. What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
Exactly, and I really did try.
Trying is worth as much as is accomplished. In this case, almost nothing. Fine. You try to right a wrong. It's still a gram better than actual nothing.
Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle?
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Can I find a guard booth?
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your breath looks right into the yard.
It does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Are you on a leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
It's his heart.
Who's working on that shit that night?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
So it doesn't matter if you're there or not.
Possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
We need one about man. We need a program. Get all the others back at the job market to keep folks motivated.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
Got it. Thanks.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out.
I have composure stuff, right? Okay.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier?
Still, all you see is a...
Anything else I can...
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I